Sarayasign here again with another first listener review. This one's a little different. I mean, I've done this kind of thing before, but I was realizing that all these albums that I just got done listening to are all from Frontiers, and I know very little about any of these bands, so I just kind of decided, well, since I don't know a whole lot about these guys, any of them, except from a couple previous albums that I've listened to, I just kind of throw these all together really quick and give you guys some, similar style music to listen to. The first one we have here is Hell in the Club. The name of the album is FUBAR, and it's they've got a few other albums out. I don't remember what number the one this is, and I kind of discovered them a couple years ago and enjoyed what I had heard. It's like I said, I know none of these members, but they're a kind of a high energy rock. I won't say glam metal, but more along lines of a modern. I guess if you thought of like a heavier Danger with different vocal style, or even I don't want to say Bon Jovi-ish, but that vein of music, just a little bit heavier and more modern sounding, and this really high energy rock music. The singer's got a very good range. He's got like more of a cleaner vocal style, so if you're into that type of stuff, you'll enjoy that one quite a bit. And then the next one I had on the list here was a band called Streetlight. I like the backstory of this one. It was pretty cool, even though I don't know these guys very well. There's a guitar player named Eric Tilling, and he saw that Journey was getting ready to record an album, so he had this idea that he wanted to record a demo for Journey, and he actually got his his friend to sing on it. And he got the demo to Arnel Pineda and all that stuff, and I guess he really liked it. They didn't end up using the song, however, but the band decided to continue on without Eric, who was like the guitar player. He decided, he just want to do this, but they got another guitarist and keyboards and drummer and all that, bassist and all these Swedish guys who I don't know at all, and decided to just keep going with the band, and they recorded this album, and it's I don't say it sounds like Journey, but it's got that same style, heavy keyboards, but very more upbeat than I think anything Journey ever did. If you think like an up-tempo, even more hard-driving Survivor or something like that, with a little bit cleaner vocals. Jimmy Jamison always had clean vocals, but he had a little bit of rasp to it. I don't really hear that too much in this, but that style of music. So if you're into that, you're definitely going to really enjoy this one. And then the last one on my list here was actually my favorite one of the bunch. The name of the band is Sarayasign, and it's called The Lion's Road. This is their second album, and when I did the same thing I think as probably a lot of people did. I saw the Saraya part of it, and I thought, ooh, maybe this is like a new version of the band Saraya. I fully admit that's the first thing that popped into my head. This has nothing to do with that band. That was Sandy Saraya. That was her band. I haven't heard anything from them since their 2 albums I think they did. If I remember right, the bass player from Tesla was married to her or something like that, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong, but that's, for some reason, just popped into my head. But this band is completely different. It's it's a bunch of guys that are going for more of they describe their sound as thematic, like cinematic type sounding music. Like if you were to watch a movie, this is what a really intense movie, this is the kind of the soundscape that would go along with it, I guess was how they described their own music. The name Saraya is actually a land that they came up with, and their songs are a lot like stories about that. The first album was called The Throne of Gold, and it was a bunch of stories. I didn't catch that when I first listened to the first album, quite honestly, but so these are concept-driven songs and albums, and this one's called The Lion's Road. Just listening to it, I didn't pay much attention to what the concept was, honestly, but I really, really liked the music and the sound of it. The singer reminded me of Thomas England. If like you're into that Evergrey music, this is like not as heavy as that, and it's more I want to say melodic, even though it's not extremely like poppy at all. It's still heavy, moody music, and it's got that same feel, but maybe a little bit more mainstream. And he definitely has a very similar timbre to Thomas there, and I really, really enjoyed this one. So I can't recommend this one enough. If you guys haven't heard of this band and you're into that style of music, I think you're really gonna like this album. So anyway, there's a real quick one for you, real quick overview of those 3 albums. Frontiers always just seems to put out really good stuff. I mean, every now and then there's one that's kind of like, but nothing I've really ever heard I just hated. A couple that, there was one, I won't mention who it was lately, that was kind of, whatever. But usually you can be pretty well secure in knowing that you're going to get some decent music out of these guys. And just a little side note, I guess Lita Ford may have signed with them. She's working on a deal with Frontiers now. So it'd be cool to hear, what she comes out with through them. So anyway, I really like that label, and I like the style of music, and I like these bands, and they were all good this time, so I was happy with that. So anyway, feel free to share your comments as always down below, and we will talk to you guys on the next one. See you.